Hello. Hello.
హలో ఇంకా ఏంటి స్టార్ట్ చేయలేదు. Let's go. Oh.
Okay, hi. Sorry, I struck up with one urgent call. Okay. Hope I'm audible and the PPT also visible. Just confirm in chat box. Type AV audible and visible. Type AV in chat box, please, so that we can start. I got the response. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Today also we are discussing IS 106, which is talking about personal hygiene and occupational health. And the today's specific topic is personal protective equipment. I think who are working already in this safety profession, they are well aware about this topic, PPs. Who are fresher or who are newly planning to get into this department, safety. So for them, it is an interesting topic. It is the most of the time we used to work around this PPs. We used to roam around this PPs. We used to discuss more about this PPs in our practical or in your job. Okay. Personal protective is nothing but వ్యక్తిగత భద్రతా పరికరాలు. Okay, వ్యక్తిగత భద్రతా పరికరాలు in the sense to safeguard yourself. You are wearing this. Generally, we use the clothes to protect from the environment, like to protect in the winters to the cold seasons or summer seasons, or for the rainy seasons, we use the raincoats. All these are personal protective equipments. But these are different from industry perspective because in a society, the hazards are different. So that we'll have a set of kind of clothing. And in industries, there are different kinds of hazards. There we have a set of different clothing. It is nothing but what you are using to protect yourself. అంటే మనని మనం కాపాడుకోవడానికి उपयोగించే కొన్ని పరికరాలు. ओके, ये जो होता है हम लोग खुद को सेफ रखने के लिए और जो खतरे से बचाने के लिए, बचाने का मतलब ये तो hazard को एलिमिनेट नहीं करता है, बट उसका जो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस होता है उसको थोड़ा कम कर देता है. ठीक है, 1 second, I'll better put in presentation. Yeah. So PP is a second line of defense. The first line is eliminate or minimize the workplace hazards. As I mentioned, the first priority we should give it to the controls, or we should try to remove the hazard. అంటే ప్రమాదం అక్కడ ఏముందో దాన్ని పూర్తిగా అక్కడి నుంచి తీసేదానికి చేయాలి, లేదా అక్కడికి సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆప్షన్ ఏమన్నా తక్కువ ప్రమాదకరమైన కెమికల్స్ యూజ్ చేయటం. ఇన్ కేసు ఏదైనా ఎక్కువ ప్రమాదకరమైన కెమికల్ ఏదైనా ఉంటే దాన్ని ఎలిమినేట్ చేసేసి తక్కువ ప్రమాదకరమైన కెమికల్ యూజ్ చేయటం, అలాంటివి ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ సబ్స్టిట్యూషన్స్. We have to look for elimination or substitution or minimize the workplace hazards. And PP cannot eliminate the hazard. It can help eliminate an injury or reduce its severity. So as I told you yesterday also, I mean in the previous class also, the PPE cannot eliminate the hazard. It will not eliminate the hazard. Elimination means what? It will not take out the hazard from the workplace. For example, you are working as a cutter using a knife. There is a sharp edge of the knife. That is the hazard. So while using PPE, it will not remove the sharpness from the knife. It will only protect you from the sharpness to avoid the major damage to your body parts or fingers or hands. So it is only reduce or eliminate the severity of injury. Severity means what? Consequences. ఓకే, ఇదేం చేస్తుంది? ప్రమాదాన్ని, దాని వల్ల వచ్చే రిజల్ట్ ని తగ్గిస్తుంది. అంటే దానికి వచ్చే ఫలితాన్ని తక్కువ చేస్తుంది. అంటే దాని వల్ల జరిగే డ్యామేజ్ ని కొంతవరకు తగ్గిస్తుంది. డ్యామేజ్ ని కంప్లీట్ గా తీసేయలేదు, టు రెడ్యూస్ సమ్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ డ్యామేజ్. సో నీడ్ అండ్ లిమిటేషన్. నీడ్ అండ్ లిమిటేషన్ మీన్స్ ఎందుకు కావాలి, వాట్ ఆర్ ద లిమిటేషన్స్ ఆర్ లిమిట్స్, అంటే దీని యొక్క పరిధి ఏంటి, ఎంతవరకు ఇది ఎఫెక్టివ్ గా పనిచేస్తాయంటే, ఫర్ ఎనీ యాక్సిడెంటల్ prevention or prevention work, engineering control is the best control, and aid of personal protective equipment should be the last resort or a supplementary control. So the best control is engineering control, because most of the times we can't able to eliminate or we can't able to substitute the hazards, because those metals are required. I'll take again a chemical example. There are the chemicals which are so important to produce a product. Without that chemical, your product will not be come out. So then there is no option. So we have to go for engineering controls. What we do in engineering control, we'll bring the sensors, we'll bring the detectors, we'll put the process interlocks or detection system, alarm systems, etc. All this will put together to protect ourselves from the hazards. Okay, ఇంజనీరింగ్ కంట్రోల్స్ అంటే ఎందుకు బెస్ట్ అంటామంటే, అన్ని చోట్ల మనకి ప్రమాదాన్ని ఎలిమినేట్ చేయడం కుదరదు కాబట్టి అప్పుడు మనం ఇంజనీరింగ్ కంట్రోల్స్కి వెళ్తాం. సో దాని ద్వారా మనల్ని మనం కాపాడుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ ద ఎయిడ్ ఆఫ్ పర్సనల్ ప్రొటెక్టివ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ షుడ్ బి అ లీస్ట్ రిసార్ట్ అండ్ ఆల్సో సప్లిమెంటరీ కంట్రోల్. సో ఎయిడ్ అంటే ఏంటి? వేసుకోవటము, ధరించడం. బై యూజింగ్ దిస్ పీపీఎస్ ఇట్ కెన్ బి యాక్ట్ యాజ్ ఎ లాస్ట్ రిసార్ట్, అంటే ఫైనల్ రెమెడీ, లాస్ట్ ఛాన్స్ అనమాట. సో అన్నీ ఉన్నా కూడా ఏది ఆపలేదు అంటే ఈ పీపీ కొంతవరకు ఆ ప్రమాదానికి సంబంధించిన తీవ్రతని తగ్గించడానికి చాలా ఆస్కారం ఉంటుంది. Nevertheless, the importance of the personal protective equipment PPE is the short, it is not less, its scope and also utility have been tremendously increased during the last few years, and also wide varieties of such equipments are available in the market. So if you see the trend of this safety, if you see, look back to the 10 years before, how and what kind of importance the safety is having. If you see the current situation, how the safety is evolving, and also how people are responsibly taking it. So that how the shift is happened the similar way, there are wide varieties of PPEs came out into the market based on the depends on the hazard, different types. Like if you see in a gloves, there are multiple types of gloves: cotton gloves, dotted gloves, leather gloves, rubber gloves. In the rubber, there are n varieties: PVC rubber, nitrile rubber, and also cut resistant gloves in that various levels: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So like that, there are n number of varieties of PPEs or which came into the market. అంటే ఎలాగైతే మనకి సేఫ్టీ అనేది డెవలప్ అవుతూ వచ్చిందో, అదే విధంగా ఈ పీపీస్ కూడాను they have done so much research on all the hazards with respect to the different kinds of manufacturing processes. Then they come out with many types of PPEs. This requires a proper selection of quality and also utility for specific purposes. And the problem is not of the availability, but it is of used by the workers on the shop floor. So this is a good point. Oh, sorry, what happened? Yeah, this point everybody should remember. The problem is not of the availability, but it is of its use by the workers in the shop floor. So there are PPEs available. The people should actually use while they are performing the activity. మనకు కావాల్సిన PPEs ఉన్నాయి. సరే, కొన్ని కంపెనీలు లేవు అంటారు. దట్ ఈస్ అప్ టు ద కంపెనీ, హౌ ద కంపెనీ is taking as a safety as a responsibility or accountability. but there are availability of PPEs. Available in the sense there are, for each specific hazard, there is a suitable personal protective equipment in the market. Means for every hazard, there is a PPE. It is all about how the management is providing and how the people are utilizing effectively while performing the activity is the matter. ఉన్నాయి ఉండడానికి ఎలా వాళ్ళు షాప్లో యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు, మేనేజ్మెంట్ అనేది ఎలా ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుంది అన్నది ఇక్కడ మనకు మ్యాటర్. Particularly in the country like ours, or the majority of the workers are illiterate and not safety conscious and also not trained to wear such equipment, the problem becomes more acute, mostly in small and medium scale factories. So this is also a problem. So I can take this for this an example of a construction industry. If it's in construction industry, there the most of the people from the villages or in the towns or which are they are not educated, because of the farming is not so viable, or the farming is not giving such a profits to manage their livelihood daily. So they came to work on construction sector in the cities. So they're completely unaware about this kind of things. So we should educate them. So why they have to use these PPEs and what are the benefits they'll get by using these PPEs. If they're not using it, what are the consequences? What are the consequences they should ready to face? For example, what is the benefit? If you're using a helmet in a construction industry, you can safeguard yourself. You can safeguard from the head injuries. So if you're not using, if any material fall from height, it may result in serious head injury. You may die, or you may be in the bed for a couple of months. So that what will happen? You will not have proper income to get treated or to take care of your family. If you are the only person who is earning and the rest of all 3-4 people are depending on you, your family will come to the road. So we should train, we should teach them in such a way that they can understand the real requirement of the PPE. అంటే వాళ్ళకి అర్థమయ్యే లాంగ్వేజ్ లో చెప్పాలి. సో ఎలా చెప్తే అర్థమవుతుంది. It is not about technically talking about, okay, this is the helmet, it is made up of so and so plastic, it is made as per the IS standard or EN standards or OSHA standards. These are all not required. We should give the real purpose and the real advantages and disadvantages if they are not properly using those PPEs. Okay. And most of the minor accidents are due to the material handling and also striking against objects, hurt by the falling bodies and falling or slipping, injury by hot substances or chemicals, and neglecting PPEs. Such accidents can be certainly be reduced to a great extent by effective use of appropriate PPEs. So this is minor injuries, minor small injuries, and chinna gayalu. By doing these activities, while handling materials, striking against, maybe you're hitting or you are hit by some object, hurt by the falling bodies, maybe some of the falling bodies or the objects have been fallen on the people, falling or slipping, injured by the hot substances, you have touched a hot surface, or also interacted with the chemicals or contamination with the chemicals. So all these things happens in many cases. All these cases can be handled or eliminated or effectively controlled by using proper PPE. So you should remember, it is not all cases. Minor incidents. Minor means very small. Okay. And again, don't confuse. Sir, you are only telling that it will not eliminate the hazard, then you are only telling that we can eliminate the most of the incidents. It is about only the minor incidents can be controlled effectively by using appropriate PPE. అంటే చిన్న చిన్న గాయాలన్నింటిని కూడా మనం ఈ పర్సనల్ ప్రొటెక్టివ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ అనేవి యూస్ చేసి పనిచేయటం వల్ల మనం వాటిని తగ్గించవచ్చు. The PPE provides a good defense against the hazards of toxic exposure, oxygen deficiency, dusting, chemical splashes, steam, water, liquids, flying particles, hot surfaces, radiation, sharp edges, welding, cutting, grinding, etc., etc., etc. So you can name it any hazard, you can name it any risk. There is a solution from PPE to reduce the exposure or to reduce the consequences of that. So all these kind of hazards, there is a solution with the PPEs. The thing is, you have to choose the suitable PPE based on the hazard. For example, there is a flying particles. There your what kind of PPE we should suggest here for the flying particles? You can put in chat box. Flying particles.
Yes, God, sir.
Okay,
Goggles.
very good.
Clouds, masks, goggles, blackboard.
At the construction site.
Sorry. Very good. If it is a flying particle, as one of our
Earplugs.
friend mentioned, yeah, earplugs in secondary. If I say loud noise, you can add earplugs, as you mentioned initially. Goggles, and we can say face shield also. These are the two major things we can suggest. And also you can have overall also, or cover. We can say people also call it coverall also, so that maybe the flying particle, maybe a metal parts, it can penetrate your skin also. So coverall or overall and face shield. Then you can have goggles, and also you can suggest a nose mask. If the flying particles are very fine particles, you may inhale those particles. So nose mask also one of the solution we can provide. So basically what we have to do is, first we have to assess the hazard. Then we have to look for a right PPE. So how we can choose the right PPE? So based on the hazard, you can understand which are the body part it is going to affect. Then you can also ask your suppliers. Your suppliers also will suggest the right PPEs. Okay. You have to give a clear picture to them so that they can suggest you a suitable PPE. 1 second. Think something. One second, it is not going forward. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, we can discuss. The PPT, I think it's stuck actually. If you have any doubts in specific topic or till the discussion, you can. Am I audible?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know what has happened. It is asking me to. Okay, 1 second. I'll close the PPT and I'll reopen it. Just give me a second. I'll reopen it. Yeah. There is an issue. Again, sure. Yes, I think see now. Yeah. Okay, this is about the need of the PPE. So first we have to do the hazard identification, and we have to look for what kind of body parts, the portion of the body which is interacting with the identified hazard. Then we'll identify the suitable PPE. Then we'll ask the supplier feedbacks also, because they know more about their product, so that they can suggest the good or suitable PPE. Okay, personal protective equipment. Now, limitations. What is the limitation? Limitation means I can say Telugulo ela cheppochu limitation. What is the maximum protection it can give, or protection it can give? Not about maximum protection. So everything have certain limit. For example, I'm a person, I can lift up to 50 kg weight or 50 kg bag. That is my limit. Maybe some other person can lift up to, or there is a Mishra in our team. Mishra can lift up to 100 kg, or Senthil can lift up to 150 kg. So it is up to the limitation of the person, or with the capacity or capability, we can say. So here the limitation of protective PPs should be well understood, and respirators have limited use for concentration and also time mentioned by the manufacturer. So basically this limitation talks about more respiratory related PPs. There are two types of PPs. We'll see in later slide also, but I'll explain here itself. Totally, oh sorry, two types. One is respiratory, other one is non-respiratory. Respiratory will be with respect to nose mask or filter mask or half face mask, full face mask, air hood or connected air. So air mask, everything will be comes under respiratory. Non-respiratory will be all your other PPEs, which is helmet, nose gloves, face shield, apron, then shoes or toe guard, etc., etc. So here the limitation is highly appreciated and also should be known with respect to choosing respiratory PPEs. They cannot be used in higher concentration for longer time, because if I take a nose mask, so I take a nose mask, the nose mask which is defined for 10 ppm, 10 parts per million, it is the chemical concentration. It is suitable only for 60 minutes as per the manufacturer. So I should not use more than 60 minutes if my atmosphere is having 10 ppm. It is defined or designed for this concentration. That is the limitation. We should understand the limitation of the PPs, the strength of the PPs. If you are putting 20 ppm the atmosphere, you should not use this mask. You should clearly tell your supplier what kind of working condition the people are working, and also the concentration of the chemicals which are present in the work area, so that they will give the suitable mask. So some of the masks which are not suitable for high concentrations, they are made for low concentration. If you are using in high concentration, automatically it can't do the proper filtration, so that the person who is using that mask, he will affect to that chemical. In heavy concentration, only self breathing apparatus, SCBA, is recommended. Or people say SCBA also, it is SBA, self breathing operator, or self-contained breathing operators, SCBA. So these are the one of the, it is not a PPE, it is an emergency equipment, and also it is also one of the kind of PPE. It will be used in the high concentrations for the rescue operations or any testing operations. It is not a continuous usage. It can't be used for continuous working activity. This maximum give 15 to 30 minutes of time. More than that, it is not suitable. Okay. Instead of providing food and suction on flying particles, there is no meaning of giving respiratory to the worker. See here, again, this is, we should remember, instead of providing food and suction on flying